Good evening, good afternoon, everybody. It is once again Ted the Speed Learner, and this is Healthcare Bill Part Number 54. I know that a lot of people are going to tell me, well, this is a healthcare law now. Well, that's true, and I know President Obama got back into office, but there is an election coming up in about 2 years, and how long it stays a law is going to be determined in that election. I can tell you that right now. So let's just get on with telling you what's in this thing. Now, in the last few videos I was talking about Title number 19 of the Social Security Act. Well, I looked up Title 19 of the Social Security Act, and as you know, the last time I failed miserably to find what I was looking for, which was what kind of abortions the U.S. government would actually pay for. Well, finally, after doing some very intense searching, I found what I think I found what I was looking for. If you go to Title 19 of the Social Security Act, you'll see that it's broken up into sections. You have to go to Section 1932. Okay? So you're going to go to Section 1932 of Title 19 of the Social Security Act. And then you'll find in Section 1932 this letter E up here. This is letter E. And it says sanctions for non-compliance. Okay? It has a paragraph A. And it says, in general, a state may not enter into or renew a contract under Section 1903M, which you'd have to read Section 1903M, unless the state has established intermediate sanctions, which may include any of the types described in paragraph 2, other than the termination of a contract with a Medicaid managed care organization, which the state may impose against a Medicaid managed care organization with such a contract if the organization, and this is where we start finding this stuff, fails substantially to provide medically necessary items and services that are required under law or under such organization's contract with the state to be provided to an enrollee covered under the contract. Now, this paragraph here, I highlighted it because you have to go down just a little bit further to find this. This is, I guess it's paragraph B. And it says, rule of construction, clause 1 of subparagraph A, well, this is clause 1 of subparagraph A, shall not apply to the provision of abortion services except that a state may impose a sanction on any Medicaid managed care organization that has a contract to provide abortion services if the organization does not provide such services as provided for under the contract. So that's the mention of abortion in Title 19. Okay, but we can also find, believe it or not, a Title 21. Okay, now we're going to refer you to Title 21 of the Social Security Act, specifically Section 2105. Okay, and if we do, we find this little paragraph called C, and it says limitation on certain payments for certain expenditures. And I'm going to go ahead and bring this just a little bit closer here so you can read it. Hopefully my tripod won't fail me this time. It failed me the last time. Okay. General limitations. Funds provided to a state under this title shall only be used to carry out Funds provided to a state under this title shall only be used to carry out the purposes of this title as described in Section 2101 and may not include coverage of a non-pregnant childless adult, and any health insurance coverage provided with such funds may include coverage for abortions only if necessary to save the life of the mother or if the pregnancy is the result of an act of rape or incest. For purposes of the preceding sentence, a caretaker relative as such term is defined for purposes carrying out Section 1931 shall not be considered a childless adult. So, for what we can derive of all this, apparently it's only in rape cases and in if the mother's life is at risk that the government will then chip in and pay for an abortion. At least that's what we've been told so far. Now, I don't know. If you guys can find more than this, that's fine. But that is Titles 19 and 21 of the Social Security Act. That's where you'll find all the abortion clauses. You can read them for yourself. You can decide what you think is right on this and what's not. Anyway, I have actually found this material for you. I will go ahead and continue covering this in future videos. So I'd like for you to just keep watching and stay tuned.